Nightly greetings, one and all. Sharms Espina here, homegrown and happy to bring you the latest major breaking developments around the globe. And tonight we begin with 11 miners are dead and 75 injured in the aftermath of a tragic development at South Africa's Rustenberg mining complex run by Impala Platinum. As a result, mining operations have been put to a halt indefinitely. As we hear more from David Doyle of Reuters.
11 workers have died and 75 been injured at a mining complex in South Africa, in what Impala Platinum's chief executive has described as the darkest day in the company's history. Impala said in a statement that the incident took place as workers were being brought to the surface at the end of their shift on Monday. The conveyance system that carries workers up and down a 1,000-meter deep underground shaft unexpectedly started a rapid descent, the company said. CEO Nico Muller said, "Our hearts are heavy for the lives lost and the individuals affected by this devastating incident."
We will make sure that we do not leave a single stone unturned to find out what the cause is and to prevent reoccurrence.
Muller added that the conveyance system had been tested prior to being used and that indications were that the core systems were active and operational. All mining operations at the Rustenberg complex in South Africa's northwest province were suspended on Tuesday as investigations got underway. An Impala spokesperson said the halt could be extended to Wednesday to allow the company time to mourn and heal emotionally.
Having a gun tucked underneath one's shirt or stuck and hidden at the back of one's pants emboldens anyone towards self-defense or even going on the offensive. Unsurprisingly, the October 7th surprise attack by Hamas that left at least 1,400 Israelis dead has triggered an avalanche of applications for gun licenses in the Holy Land, which could have dire and dangerous repercussions, as VOA's Linda Gradstein reports.
Layla Gradsky said she had thought of getting a gun for a while, but what pushed her to finally get one was the events of October 7th, the day Hamas gunmen rampaged through more than 20 Israeli communities and slaughtered 1,200 men, women, and children.
The stories coming out of down south were unbelievable, and the kind of silver lining to it was that the communities did have guns in the homes that were equipped, were able to protect themselves, and it could have been a lot worse if we'd not been able to.
She came to Caliber 3, a counter-terror and defense training school, to buy a gun and learn how to use it. She bought a Mossberg MC2C for about $1,300 and paid another $150 for the training course. Her first efforts at shooting were not successful, but she quickly improved. Yaakov Tweti moved to Israel from France and lives in a Jerusalem neighborhood on the border of West Bank Palestinian towns. He says he applied for a gun license just 1 week after the October 7th Hamas attack because he wants to protect his wife and 2 young children at home.
When
we saw what happened on October 7th, we decided that next time we need to be stronger and more prepared for any scenario. I always thought about getting a gun.
Gun sales and training at Caliber 3 are up 2,000% since the Hamas attack, says company founder Sharon Gatt. He says the procedure for granting civilian gun licenses is strict.
They apply for the license, then the Ministry of Interior Affairs here in Israel does a background check on them to check they're not criminals, they're not terrorists, they're not psychopaths, mentally and physically they're fit to carry a weapon. And if that's okay, then they do an interview with these people. They send them to Caliber 3 so we can check them, train them.
Israel's hardline National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir recently eased the conditions for Israeli civilians to get guns and announced the formation of additional civilian rapid response security teams. Some 250,000 Israelis have applied for licenses, and only 4 have been refused, according to the Haaretz newspaper. Women's groups worry that the proliferation of guns could lead to their abuse in cases of domestic violence. Ben-Gvir's campaign to arm civilian security teams is separate from his efforts to increase the arming of Jewish settlers in the West Bank. Since October 7th, Jewish settlers have killed at least 9 Palestinians, according to the UN and human rights groups. But even Israelis who don't live in the West Bank settlements or next to the Gaza border say they're concerned about their personal safety.
I wouldn't say it made me feel powerful, more of it gives me a sense of added protection. Like, I know our army and security forces are amazing, but they can't be there in a split second. And so definitely being able to have that measure of control is important.
The events of October 7th have traumatized many Israelis, even if they were not personally affected. And they say they will do whatever they can to make sure it doesn't happen again. Linda Gradstein, VOA News, Jerusalem.
At this juncture, we turn to colleagues in Pine City for the latest developments in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Naimbag Arabi, Pilipinas, nagsublinti na pintas at aray ti turismo iti Ilocos Region. Ngam kang runa na kampanya ti DOT, ti Sustainable Tourism, kasaruno ti panagbalin nga accessible itan ti Ilocanja. Agtaltalinad ang Metro Manila ti primary market ti turismo iti Ilocos Region. Sigun iti Department of Tourism, 70% iti tourist arrival da kat buklan dagiti domestic tourists. Manamnamang adupay iti mapan iti surfing town ti San Juan La Union, apaman amalpas ti Tarlac Pangasinan La Union Expressway Extension Project, amidanon ijay San Juan. 5 kapayon ti access ijay Ilocos Norte, gaputa nagbalinan nga inaldaw ti flight ti dua nga airline companies paturong ijay.
Puntahan po namin at binibisita namin lahat ng mga protected areas sa buong region, and in fact, yung mga package trails na ginagawa namin ngayon sa DOT, gaya ng birdwatching trail na gusto ng mga Hapon, ng mga Europe, pinupuntahan po nila yan. Yan po mga tinitingnan namin ngayon from Ilocos Norte to Ilocos Sur to La Union and Pangasinan.
Iti sa Bali Adamag, tinanagnakan ti St. Louis University, ti panagbalinday ito'y kas excellent missionary and transformative educational institution. Itikaw dyan ang QS World University Rankings itatawan, nakastrip ti SLU iti rank 6, 151 to 700. Iti sidong ti QS World University Rankings, narukod ti academic reputation, employment outcomes, kan international research network dagiti universidad. SLU laang ti pagadalan iti Cordillera kan Northern Luzon, ang nakastrip ditoy. Rank 103 matlaang ti universidad iti QS Asia University Rankings. Innatiw ti SLU tinasruk sa nga 1,000 gasot ng universidad ti Asia.
Iba talaga ang galing ng mga Kristyano pagdating sa galing, sa husay, at syempre sa tapat na pagbibigay ng servisyo, hindi lang sa buong Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. So, nakakaangat hindi lamang sa moral ng mga faculty at ng mga estudyante, pero sa buong Cordillera bilang kabahagi ng ranking na ito.
Dagiti damdamag manipo dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Ala Sunduan, Naimbag Arabi.
Many thanks, Ala. And that's a wrap for tonight's updates. We look forward to bringing you the latest events breaking all over the planet tomorrow night. Keep in mind to always give thanks, count those blessings, spread the love, keep the faith while you catch the news right here on PTV. This has been Sharms Espina wishing you a restful night ahead.